If your brain never feels safe, nothing else in your life will work.
Today, we'll show you how to turn down your brain danger alarm so you can finally breathe again. Because without that, you always feel one step away from disaster. You can feel safe again, you know?
So what sense of security really means? It's not just physical health or physical safety. It's your nervous system. It believes you're safe enough to rest and grow. And really, it's related to any incident or any trauma you had. How early chaos wires the brain to scan for danger. You know, everyday example like jumping at noises or what if thoughts, constant tensions.
Totally. You know when that fear is there and what else will life throw at me again? Or there's fireworks in the city and it's kind of, what was that? Or dynamite, you know, when they do construction.
Exactly. And why that matters, Valerie?
That really matters because without safety, your self-esteem cannot stabilize. Your brain stays in survival mode, and that is shutting down your focus, your planning, your emotional regulation. Basically, your brain shut down the access to your frontal lobe, you know, the prefrontal cortex. This is where the executive function and the thinking. So if it shut down that, you stay in emotion. And that means you will never be able to relax, even if you are safe, in bracket, because you don't feel safe.
Exactly. Imagine an engine like a car that's running always at the top level or 80% of the top speed it can. How much tension and friction and heat it's producing. Well, your body is mechanical as well. It also needs to relax and just rest from that security need.
Yeah, that is so important. So, Jen, what are the signs of low sense of security?
Oh, exactly what we discussed. Tense shoulders. I think this is the one of the major that we see people struggling with small neck, or I'm not talking about the real neck, but the shoulder that are tense, or shallow breathing. You know when you feel tight? Sense of security often is tangled in this.
So, will my insomnia waking up at the night at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or having difficulty to fall asleep?
Yes, exactly. So we're not saying it's the only reason for insomnia. We're saying if it's there, low sense of security, it does create insomnia. It's harder to sleep because you need to be calm.
That reminds me, you know, when we got our children at first. And, you know, you put the baby in his bed and it's kind, will I hear him if he wakes up during the night? So you kind of sleep, but at the same time, you're kind of looking for the noise that you may hear.
It's nerve-wracking not knowing if they're going to breathe and stressing. Well, this is exactly what it means, the low sense of security, but for a longer period of time or for all your year.
Oh my God.
For many things.
That's
emotionally
huge.
Also, it creates that hypervigilance or that irritability. I can't stand anything. Or kind of the opposite, or shelving down with anxiety.
That's why when I didn't sleep, I'm kind of on the edge, you know? Like somebody just talk at me and it's that kind of things.
Exactly.
How does that impact the behavior?
For some people, it could be over-preparing. Almost feels like OCD, but it's not OCD. It's a low sense of security that makes them want to prepare and prepare over, or avoiding change at all price. We know the brain doesn't want change, but when you don't feel secure, it's even worse.
Oh my God. And with that difficulty to trust, it's also difficulty trusting in your ability. Like you want to do something or you have to do something and you postpone it. You kind of procrastinate because you need it to be perfect.
Exactly. So, with everything we've just discussed, we invite you to do a self rating from 1 to 10. If 1 is really low self esteem, everything we said or most are there, they are present and high in your life, or 10, you feel peace of mind like a monk, super secure sense.
Now that you know your rating, let's look about how we can rebuild that sense of security or to bring that rank a little bit higher. So your nervous system is anchoring. What does that mean? That means grounding. You know, when we say, oh, put your feet in the grass or sit on a chair and put your feet on the floor so you feel it, anchoring and grounding. And try to breathe with your belly, like what they call diaphragmatic breathing, where you really breathe a big, deep breath.
Absolutely, absolutely. The first thing, of course, will be to be secure. Have a physical, safe, and secure environment. But right after this, it's your own body. Like Valerie said, these two works so much. Now, if we think about that physical safety or physical security, do your own survey. Look at, why am I insecure? Why do I feel like this? And look at your home, your environment, your way from work to home or school to home or different place in your city.
Or
How
even
do you
going for a
feel?
walk in the evening, Are you feeling safe?
Exactly. So do that assessment. And not only that, it has a big link with how it is in your house, how you can walk around, the clutter. Why we're doing this, we've realized the clutter has so impact on the brain, it's really underestimated how much it has, even if you can walk around.
Oh, yeah. We see clients that trip on a box or something on the floor, and then they start feeling less safe inside their own home. And that is so sad. But what you can do, predictable rhythm. When we talk about morning and evening routine, your brain loves repetition. That means your brains also love when it knows what's coming next. So by having your routine installed, your brain knows what next is coming. Therefore, it gets already prepared to do it, and everything gets easier to do. That's why we encourage you also to create some system in your place, whether it's how you clean your bathroom, what you do before going to bed to make sure the countertop is clear and that there's nothing in the sink, or little system like that.
Yeah, so much, so good. Now, how can we do to go from survival mode? So I'm talking level 1, 2, 3, when we did the scale just earlier. First thing, you cannot remove all fear. It's part of your system, nervous system. It's brain wired. So you cannot remove all of them, but you can teach your body when it's safe to rest. When you've done your assessment, when you realize how much tension you have or how much danger there really is, and you feel at rest, you feel you can be safe, teach your body. Use the belly breathing, use the grounding, and tell your mind. And I'm serious, you tell yourself, you tell your mind,
I am safe.
I am safe, I am safe.
And it is so important, I don't want to geek here a little bit, but there's a theory by Porges about the polyvagal theory. And the thing is, when you are in fear mode, you are in that reptilian brain where you freeze, or you are in that fight or flight mode that you all heard about. But to be able to rest, to be able to feel safe, okay, what they call the safe and digest or the safe and social, you can either do some breathing that calm that vagus nerve over there, or you can take a call and you take your phone and call someone that you want to talk with them. And that connection, that social connection, can bring back safety.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of the very powerful that we forget how much contagious it is, positive or negative. So let's use that contagious factor, that social and relationship contagious factor with someone you know is going to be safe, positive, and security for you.
So let's recap. Safety is the foundation for other self-esteem pillars. Okay? Ask yourself, which of these tools that we saw today will you try this week? And tell us down there in the comments. We love to read you. And don't forget, the next video will be about another pillar, identity. See you there.